Hello, dear students. This is your professor, Lázaro Pino, and today we are going to have regular and irregular verbs in English. Okay, regular verbs form their past tense and past participle by adding ed. Look at this. Regular verbs form the past tense by adding ed. Example, dance, danced. But irregular verbs change the past tense and the past participle. For example, sing, sang, saw. In the regular verbs, the past tense and the past participle are the same. Let's see, in the case of irregular, in the case of regular verbs, they have the same form for the past tense and the past participles as I said before. Accept, accepted, accepted. Achieved, 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 and so on. But let's see, we have also irregular verbs. They form the past tense and the past participle generally in a different way from the base form. For example, the verb be is an irregular verb. In the past tense has the forms was and were, and in the past participle being. Beat, beat, beaten. Become, became, become, begin, began, begun. Let's stop into the regular verbs. The regular verbs can be divided according with the pronunciation of the ed into three groups. The ones that the ed is pronounced like d. For example, played. The ones that end in t and the ones that end in id. Let's stop into the ones that are pronounced like d. For example, concerned, confused, considered, contained, continued, copied, covered, and the group that the ed is pronounced like, for example, announced, asked, bait, balanced, brushed, danced, and so on. Look, what is important here is that you notice that for this phonetic group, the verbs end in K, C, E, S, H, or P, or in double S, or in CH, okay? These are the verbs that, the regular verbs that the phonetic group finished in the pronunciation T. And this group, the ed is pronounced like id. They finish in D or T. Applauded, appreciated, arrested, collected, communicated, folded, ended, divided. Then, as you can see, according with the ending of the verbs, we have the ones that are pronounced like it when they finish in D and T, where the group that ends in T is because they finish in SH, CH, CE, S, double S, K, M, P, MP. Then we have the irregular verbs that can be divided into groups. These verbs are irregular, and most of them come from the Old English. The new verbs generally are regular. Here we have a method that divides the different verbs into different groups. But let us stop into some rules that will make you to understand the irregularities. For example, this is a group that not change from the base form. Then they have the same form in the past tense and in the past participle. For example, bet, 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 bid, 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 cost, 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 let, set, 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 and so on. They have the three forms, the basic form, the past tense, and the past participle in the same way. But here we have verbs that end in T and changed to T for both the simple past and the past participle. Example, bend, bent, bent. Build, built, built. Lend, lent, lent. And we have another group that the short E in the base form changes into A and A. A, that is the short A for the past tense, and A for the past participle. Example, begin, begun, begun. Drink, drank, drunk. Ring, rang, rung. Here we have the vowel change in all the three forms. For example, I, A, O. Sink, sang, song. Spring, sprang, sprung. Stink, stank, stunk. Swim, swam, swam. And the same vowel change in the simple past and the past participle. For example, dig, duck, duck. Fling, flang, flung. Hang, 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 hung. Spin, spun, spun, and so on. Here, the same vowel change in the past and present participle. E by ow. For example, bind, bound, bound. Bind, bound, bound. Find, found, found, and so on. And here, the short changes into ow. For example, bring, buy, catch, sick, stitch, think, buy, brought, bought, cut, and so on. Taught. And here we have the same vowel in past and present. For example, and the past participles always ends in n or ang. For example, break, broke, broken. Choose, chose, chosen. Freeze, froze, frozen, speak, spoke, spoken, and so on. Here in this group, the same vowel in past and present participle, long O. For example, wake, walk, and the past participle, walking. Wear, worn, worn. Weave, wove, woven. In this case, the past and the past participle changes into a to a shirt, a long E into a short a. Bleed, bled, bled. Breed, bread, bread. Creep, crept, crept, and so on. Well, that's all.